Okay, so I've had the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra now. I've been using it for a little over a week, and I have some additional thoughts compared to my comparison video from last week against the S9 Ultra. There are definitely a couple of nuanced things you guys are probably going to want to know about, practical things from like everyday usage. And one of the really cool things that I can say is that on a day-to-day basis for like work things, the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra, for all intents and purposes, could replace my MacBook Pro or a dedicated laptop in a lot of different ways. Now, of course, there are a couple of things you guys should know about before you going into this, but I'm going to cover all of the practical, real-life, logistical things of using this on a day-to-day basis for you guys. So if you guys are new here, my name is Dave, and this is where tech meets lifestyle. So let's giddy up, bruh. So stupid. In my experience, the face recognition unlocking works well here and quickly, just as well as the fingerprint scanning. And the S Pen feels just as smooth as last year's. It feels nice, quick, refined. I don't necessarily feel any kind of like delay when I'm drawing or if I'm trying to make adjustments on screen with the pen. That's something that works exceptionally well also. And I do know that a really big thing that a lot of people were wondering about was that anti-reflective coating that's on the screen here, similar to the S24 Ultra. And I can say that definitely does make a significant difference when you are in outside situations, when you're trying to watch a TV show, play a game, and honestly, like for me, like doing productivity things, right? If I want to set this up with a keyboard and stand outside at the park or something, because we've been getting really beautiful, sunny, blue sky days, having the anti-reflective coating is really nice. Side by side with the S9 Ultra, you definitely notice a difference as well. And so the anti-reflective coating has definitely been a plus over this last week. Now, what I can say is that the 10-gram difference when I initially picked this up and compared it alongside the Tab S9 Ultra, I feel like in the hand comparing both directly, it's kind of hard to tell a difference. But what I can say is that over prolonged usage, right, if you're kind of like holding it more like this, on the strengths of your pinkies, watching like YouTube, a movie, or playing a game like Zenless Zone Zero, for example, I feel like in those longer duration sessions, this does wear less on sort of like the pinky joint and the pinky muscles than the S9 Ultra did. Now, again, that's still a very light tablet that is not heavy or cumbersome to use, but over prolonged sessions, this does feel to wear less on my pinkies than that one did. Now, functionally using this over the last week, this really does not have a lot of significant difference on a day-to-day basis over the S9 Ultra. I mean, software works exactly the same. The screen is just as beautiful when you're watching movies, playing games, and probably a smaller thing, most of you guys probably assume this does those things well, but like the Galaxy Eye suite that you're getting here on the S10 Ultra works just as well as on like the Galaxy S24 Ultra, the S9 Ultra. Everything is very smooth, very fluid, and in my experience, when you're calling on those AI features, they work well 9 times out of 10, every single time basically. And so that's a smaller thing. Not a lot of people use those features necessarily, but if you're looking for that suite on here and wondering how those work, I can say I haven't had any complaints. Now, I know a consideration is that this has the same exact battery size as the S9 Ultra, although it does have a different chipset, and so the implications on battery life are one that a lot of people are going to wonder about. It's one that I certainly was wondering about. In my experience, I've been getting about the same amount of battery life, honestly, where I don't really have to worry about charging the tablet every single day, much like on the S9 Ultra. I'm able to charge it like, say, on Monday and not really have to worry about charging it again until, I don't know, like Thursday-ish, Wednesday to Thursday, depending on how much it is that I'm using it. The battery life from my perspective has been really good. And if you've made it this far in the video, leave me a cucumber emoji alongside like a comment or phrase you'd like to hear me say in the next video. Select those randomly. It's just like a stupid, silly way for me to interact with you guys. And if you are new, want to see more content like this here on the channel, subscribing is the best way to do so. But back to you guys' video. Multitasking, whether you're splitting the screen in half or have it in 3 windows and having bubble windows, everything works just as smoothly here as on the S9 Ultra. And I think that really is a testament to the strength of the S9 Ultra. Really refined, very smooth, and Samsung's done a great job optimizing their software over the last several years. The new MediaTek 9300 Plus chip processor in the 10 Ultra is different from the Snapdragon series that we've been seeing year over year over the last several Galaxy device iterations. And what I can say is that playing games, I haven't really noticed any like organic difference, but on the S9 Ultra, I was able to play basically every single game at maximum everything, right? Maximum frame rates, fidelity, etc., without really ever having any like stuttering or hitching or lagging, and the same is absolutely true here. Now, there have been benchmarks comparing the 2 chipsets, and although for the games that I've been playing, I haven't really noticed an organic difference to my eyes. Between the two, there are certainly more overhead for games that are going to be coming out in the future, right? That are going to push the limits of phones and tablets a bit farther. There is more overhead with this one for sure. And I think the more practical thing is for people that are looking to do a lot of like video or photo editing. I have noticed a difference on the S10 Ultra where you're getting faster export times between like 20 and 30-second difference. And also within the timelines, I'm noticing that in instances when I'm applying different, say like LUTs, layers, or effects, the S10 Ultra does feel like it's a bit smoother in those situations than the S9. The S9 wasn't bad before, it's not magically bad now, but this does feel like it handles those things a bit smoother. So if you're someone looking to edit a lot of like really heavy video files, like what I use on my Sony a7 IV camera, right, with 422 10-bit footage, 4K, this can do those things. But if you're looking for a tablet, something like say an iPad Pro, right, like looking at like the M2, M3 series, those are going to handle those like higher end files better in my experience, if I'm being honest, even though I prefer this for a lot of different reasons. But if you're someone that's looking to get into like video editing that you're shooting like on your phone or even on like a camera that's not like a super duper high end camera, this can absolutely handle those things. But if you're looking for like the absolute highest end in a tablet form factor, I do have to give the nod to the iPad Pro in that way. One of the under the hood things that I was not expecting to be different were the vibration motor built into the S10 Ultra and the speakers. Something I was not expecting was that these speakers sound significantly louder and more clear at the high ends than the S9 Ultra did. I don't think that's really something that Samsung marketed it. If they did, I completely missed it, but these speakers definitely sound better, not only for like music and multimedia, but also when gaming, you feel there's like an additional oomph to the speakers that you're getting out of here. Now, building a website as an entrepreneur for this YouTube thing, and probably even for you guys, right, if you're looking at building a website for say like your hobbies, your own personal business, for school, can be really tedious, especially if you're building them yourself alongside all of the other stuff that life's throwing at you. What's great for people like us is that Bluehost is an all-in-one website building and hosting platform. It uses AI tools to help you build your website in minutes. And what's really nice is that it takes it a step further and helps you build things like your brand identity, your brand logo, and your color palette, so that way you, your brand, and your website can stand out. They make it super easy for us. Literally all you have to do is type in what you're looking for into the engine, and then the AI kind of does a lot of the heavy lifting. Is going to give you a lot of varying templates and visions for what your site could be. And then from there, you have the creative power to make tweaks and adjustments, what kind of changes you want for your site, but really like 90% of the work's already done for you. And I don't know about you guys, but as I get older, I have found that I'm valuing my time more, and I want to be able to save time when I'm doing work and efficiency things. That way I can actually spend more time with my family, with my fiance, and if I'm being honest, more importantly, things that I actually want to do. So I have links in the description in the comment section down below for you guys, so you can save time and energy building your brand and marketing too. And the vibration motor, I was very unapologetic last year on the S9 Ultra that I was not really fond of the way that those felt in the hand, because the motor was more like up here. So in this orientation, it was kind of far away, felt kind of mushy to your hands down here. And over here on the side, it felt kind of weird that the vibrations were only coming from here. And I don't know what it was exactly, but just the way that it was displacing throughout the body, it just didn't feel great. The vibration motor here is more central in the body, so when I'm actually doing things and getting the haptic feedback, it feels much better because I'm getting it equally for both hands in this orientation, and when I'm holding it in this orientation here, it doesn't feel so far away and it feels so mushy. Overall, it's just like a more natural, balanced vibration experience than last year's model. And at least for now, I haven't really noticed anything super jarring or glaring that's necessarily wrong with this. This really genuinely is like an incredible all-around tablet experience for those of you guys that are looking for one. I could say the same thing for the S9 Ultra from last year, and I acknowledged in that too that that's not necessarily going to be the best high-end video editing tablet on the market, but for like what I imagine probably like 90-95% of most people on a day-to-day basis need their tablet for, that thing is amazing. And this definitely is too. And if you're asking me what I think is like the definitive difference for why you would get this summed up over the S9 Ultra: anti-reflective screen, better video editing capabilities and overhead, better speakers, better vibration motor, And probably like those 4 things right there are probably why you would make the jump from last year to this year. Do I necessarily think it's necessary to, spend the money to go from last year to this one? I guess I'll leave that up to you. It's your wallet. But ultimately, this is a really great tablet if you're coming from like another device and looking for something to fill that void of what you need out of a tablet, right? The multitasking is incredible. Overall, just an amazing device. Thank you guys so much again for stopping by and hanging out. I wish you a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on what time it is you are watching this. And as always, ask me questions in the comment section if you have any. But peace, love, adios, bye guys, and have a great day.